Hi, this is a video response. I'm not used to doing video responses. I don't do them that often, but I found this video so interesting I thought I ought to respond. That's to Maoist Rebel News. Yeah, your very interesting little video on the whole brony phenomenon and the fact that My Little Pony seems to be attracting fans from way outside its demographic, and your central thesis I agree with, that essentially it's the escapism in that series is towards a kind of a world that isn't driven by violence, and that there is a lot of gender stereotyping in the way people find bronies weird. Although I think you got something wrong. That is the essential nature of humanity. Now, yeah, I can see you're a very idealistic bloke. You have this very idealistic view of your politics, of your philosophy, but it is a very idealistic philosophy, and that's one of the reasons that, although I was briefly interested in socialism, I've never really gone down that road, because it's so idealistic and because it ignores that the reason the right triumphs isn't because they succeed in manipulating people into being arseholes. It's because people are arseholes. That's how it works. It's nothing. The reason that what you'd call the imperialist ideology works is because it appeals to the baser nature of humanity, and it's that nature that is sadly going to be dominant amongst the majority, no matter how big humanity gets, and that is a problem in itself. For reference, see my various videos on the subject. But you're always going to have a majority that have this need to compete, to attack, to basically be complete arseholes. And in everybody there is a very strong arsehole element. You can either try and resist this as much as you can, or you can embrace it and be a complete arsehole, or you can try and get some kind of balance between the two. And yeah, I think it's reminded me of a couple of things. First thing, something my father always said about communism. He said that communism is a great idea. The irony of it is, you need a perfect deity to make it work. And of course, communism rejects the idea of a perfect deity, or any deity at all, in fact. So yeah, that's something to think about. It does need to have these ideals. That's fine, but to somehow make out that human nature is essentially good, that's a incredible fallacy. One of the reasons, if you look at the vast majority of religions, and indeed in some ways, to some extent, some of the right to the centre politics, a lot of it, even some of the left have used this tactic, a lot of it is manipulating the essentially nasty nature of humanity into altruism. I mean, if you break most religions down to the basic level, it is do good and you get to heaven, or you get this eternal reward. But what it's doing there is it's bribing people into doing good. It's essentially it's a massive great bribe that is manipulating sort of the baser nature of humanity into a force which can be used altruistically. Now, it's gone spectacularly wrong for the right of the church. I won't say the same about the left of the church. They're doing all right, but it's gone spectacularly wrong there. It's gone spectacularly wrong in right-wing politics. But I haven't seen it used as often on the left, and really it should be something you should focus on. I'm just speaking to the left in general here. The idea of manipulating the selfishness of people in order to encourage selflessness. Because when it comes down to it, very few people are selfless. And you need to accept the sort of darker nature of humanity in order to improve it. You need to, or even manipulate the darker nature of humanity in order to improve it. And so far, a lot of ideologies that have tried to do this have utterly failed. As I said, the Christian right are a classic example of that. But that's my view on this. I'd be very interested to see your response to that. Response to a response. If you have the time. If not, do feel free to check out my channel and have a look at some of my other points of view. And yeah, keep up the good work, mate. Keep up the good work.